This is WFYI News Now. It's September 2nd, and I'm Zach Bundy sitting in for Abriana Herron. On today's show, 2 recycling drop-off stations close in Indianapolis. A long-closed IPS school building is back in use as a charter school. And protest events in Indianapolis over the Labor Day weekend.
We really wanted to give this protest back to the people of Indiana.
Those stories coming up, but first. 2 Washington Street closures are set to start as soon as today as part of the construction of the city's newest bus line, the Blue Line. The first closure will be for westbound traffic between Belmont Avenue and Harding Street. It'll last about 6 months. The second closure will be at the intersection of Washington Street and Sherman Drive. It will last about 2 weeks. For motorists traveling west, detours will include Harding Street, I-70, and Holt Road. One lane going eastbound will remain open for access to local residents and businesses. For those using the bus, Route 8 westbound stops on Washington between Belmont and Harding will be closed. The new 24-mile bus rapid transit line will run from the far east side town of Cumberland through downtown to the Indianapolis airport on the west side. It is scheduled to be completed and operating in 2028. You can find recycling drop-off stations at certain public and private properties around Indianapolis. Jeremy Rubin has more on why 2 of those sites are now gone.
Both drop-off locations, one on the northeast side and one on the southeast, were on private property. The city says property owners complained about trash being dumped next to the recycling bins and sometimes inside them. So both sites have been shut down. Kyle Bloyd, who works for the Indianapolis Department of Public Works, says despite these closures, residents still have a variety of waste disposal options.
Well, we're just trying to, shout it from the rooftops, heavy trash days, tox drops, citizen transfer station, trying to make sure that people are aware.
Bloyd says Indianapolis is working to make curbside recycling more affordable for residents and plans to have universal curbside recycling by 2028. Information about resources currently available can be found on DPW's website. I'm Jeremy Rubin.
A long-shuttered Indianapolis school building is back in use. Andrew J. Brown Academy has moved into the former Forest Manor Middle School after major renovations. The charter school, now part of the local Paramount network, bought the building for more than $4 million and invested another $6 million in upgrades. The old pool is now a gym, the roof has been replaced, and the fountains are working again. Paramount CEO Tommy Reddix says the effort is about setting high expectations and supporting the East Side neighborhood.
Some really new, excellent opportunities here. We'd love to enrich this football field, this outdoor area for our kids, all of this play space, open this building up as a more vibrant community center.
School officials say they hope to grow enrollment back to 600 students next year. And for our final story today, people hit the streets of downtown Indianapolis this Labor Day in support of workers and opposed to numerous state and national issues. Zach Castle reports on the protest events.
A crowd of over 100 people gathered at the Indiana State House Monday with chants of "No Kings" and "People over Profit." Attendees joined thousands across the country in the so-called Workers Over Billionaires protests. Caroline Hamilton is an organizer with Indiana Resistance, a branch of the National 50-51 movement, which has held other protests at the State House in recent months.
We really wanted to give this protest back to the people of Indiana.
The rallies were organized by a coalition of groups, including the AFL-CIO. About 50 people, some armed, attended another event on Monument Circle dubbed as an anti-Nazi demonstration. It was in response to a recent neo-Nazi march downtown. I'm Zach Castle.
Jill Sheridan contributed to this report. That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by me, Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back tomorrow.